This is a bit startling. Bad guys had their best year yet in 2020 in taking over people's bank and credit card accounts. Our tech expert Dave Hatter says it's likely to get worse, and he's with us this morning via Zoom to help us keep our own accounts safe. Good to see you, Dave.
Hey, Sheila, thanks for having me, as always. I appreciate it.
The mother of a friend of mine just got a phishing scam like this. A caller said Amazon gave her a credit and they needed her information to get the money back. She called Amazon, found out it was fraud. So what are some of the ways that bad guys trick people like this?
Well, that's unfortunately increasingly common, Sheila. In the old days, it was mostly email. They've moved to text. Now they'll even call you. It's called vishing, V-I-S-H-I-N-G. And it's important to remember, anything can be spoofed, emails, text, or phone calls. So when you get a phone call, she did the right thing. She did what's known as go out of band. Assume that the phone call is fraudulent. If you answer it, I wouldn't answer any phone calls from a number I don't know. I'd let them leave a message. And then you have to go look up that information on your own, go out of band like she did. And many times, if not 99% of the time, you're going to find out it's fraudulent, unfortunately.
Is it just individuals being targeted, like on my phone or online on my email, or are whole workplaces being targeted too?
It's both. Definitely whole workplaces. I mean, if you think about it, if you can steal someone's credentials, break into their account, this again is known as an account takeover attack. You have the potential to interfere with their business, figure out who they're doing business with, send out fraudulent invoices. We see a lot of that. Companies lose hundreds of thousands of dollars to these types of attacks. So it can definitely happen to you as an individual, but it can also happen to you through your workplace. So people need to be extra vigilant. And remember, again, emails, texts, and phone calls are easily spoofed. You really can't believe anything you see, and you need to verify these before you act on them.
Well, we just had a survey earlier this week where even younger people are falling for this now. If they get your credentials, they do trick you. What can they do with that?
Well, depending on what they're for, and sadly, Sheila, a lot of people will use the same credentials across multiple sites. So, it's some of these calls, and the FBI's warned about this, they'll pretend to be a bank, they'll pretend to be an investment advisor, something like that, claim there's some kind of fraud and they need your credentials to help you solve it. They log into your bank account, they can drain it, they can file for a loan in your name, just about anything you could do through a bank. So you got to be extremely vigilant. Never give that information out over the phone unless you are the one that initiated the call and you've confirmed that who you're talking to is legitimate.
So you already said don't answer calls, don't click on things you see in a text or an email. What are some other things that we need to do?
Well, so to prevent account takeovers in particular, be extra vigilant, be skeptical, understand these things are easily spoofed, go out of band to verify. And then there's some technological things you can do. Use a password manager so that it's easy to create unique, strong passwords for every account, something like LastPass, Dashlane, or Keeper. That way, it will be much more difficult for them to guess or crack your password. Use multi-factor authentication. Both Microsoft and Google have said multi-factor authentication, also known as two-factor authentication or two-factor verification, will block 99% of all automated attacks. That way, even if the bad guys can crack or steal your password, they still can't log into your account because they need that code that gets sent to your phone. So multi-factor authentication will go a long way towards blocking these kind of account takeover attacks.
And then also report any fraud to your bank or to ic3.org. Dave Hatter, as always, thank you so much.
Thanks, Sheila. Have a great day.
You too.